Let me connect with y'all through this message right quick, man. Know what I'm saying? Pre-tribulation rapture versus post-tribulation rapture. Hey, what's up? It's Patrick. It's Rose via Fire. And I pray this message reaches who it needs to reach. So let's talk about pre-tribulation rapture versus post-tribulation rapture. Which one is the case? You know what I'm saying? So this topic right here is pretty much like a topic that people talk about, and some people believe, some people think like the rapture gonna happen before the tribulation, and then some people believe that the rapture gonna happen after the tribulation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just here to give clarity on that and which one is which. Is the rapture gonna happen after the great tribulation, or is the rapture gonna happen before the great tribulation? Pre-tribulation rapture means the rapture happens before the great tribulation. Post-tribulation rapture means the rapture happens after the great tribulation. So which one is true and which one is false? I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. We're gonna have to use our critical thinking skills on this one too, right? The rapture is going to happen. First of all, you got people who don't even believe in the rapture. You got people who don't believe in the rapture, bro. The rapture is real. The rapture is very real. God, Jesus is definitely going to return and rapture his people and take his people. He gonna come for us and he gonna rapture us out of here. It's real. So let's get into like the pre-tribulation rapture. That's the one where people think that the rapture is gonna happen before the tribulation. And then the post-tribulation, people think it's going to happen after the tribulation. So let's just get right into it. So the rapture is going to happen before the tribulation. Literally, that's it. End the discussion, end the debate. The rapture is happening before the great tribulation. That's it. Ain't no like, oh, let's debate about it. It's done. Ain't no like, oh, the rapture will happen after. It's going to happen post-tribulation. No. The rapture will happen before the tribulation, bro. That's it. There is no other way around it. And I'm going to break it down, bro, because you got to understand something, bro. A lot of people don't understand what's going to happen in the Great Tribulation. This is where we bring in critical thinking skills. Critical thinking skills will tell you that in the Great Tribulation, the judgments of the book of Revelation is going to hit the earth. Critical thinking skills will tell you that in the Great Tribulation, the judgments of the book of Revelation is going to hit the earth. The judgments of God. The judgments of God in the book of Revelation is going to hit the earth. So, why would God dump his wrath and his judgment on his own people, bruh? That don't even make sense. You get what I'm trying to tell you? Why would God? Because you got the 7 seals, you got the 7 trumpets, you got the 7 bowls. Why would God dump out the 7 bowls of his judgment and wrath on his own people, bruh? Why? That's why the rapture happens before the great tribulation. That's why the rapture happens before the great tribulation, because people don't understand that God's wrath is going to be poured onto the planet Earth. Why would God pour out his own wrath onto his own people, bruh? You got to use what's that thing called? Critical thinking skills and common sense. Critical thinking skills and common sense will tell you God is not going to pour out his wrath on his own people, bruh. That's faithful and loyal to him. You get what I'm trying to tell you? The people who get left behind is the ones that's going to have to endure the great tribulation and all that stuff, bruh. That's wrath. Do you understand what judgment means? Do you understand what judgment and wrath means? This is some high level stuff going on, bruh. You want me to tell you some of the things that are going to happen throughout the judgments in the book of Revelation, in the Great Tribulation? You want me to tell you what's going to happen? So God's people is supposed to stay here and face the scorching sun. What? God is going to scorch the sun on his own people? He's going to allow the sun to scorch his own people? God is going to allow the sun to scorch his own followers. You got to make more sense than that, bruh. Know what I'm saying? God is going to allow his people to get all these swords. Going to allow his punishment to hit his own people, bruh. Nah, bruh. Come on now. We serve a good God, bruh. Know what I'm saying? But look, though. For the people who get left behind, they're going to have to suffer the tribulation. Now, if they want to, you know what I'm saying? If they want to fight for a chance to make it to heaven after they get left behind, that's the time to do it. For the ones that do get left behind and they want to fight for a chance to make it to heaven and God has mercy on them, oh yeah, they're going to have to endure. They're going to have to endure some. Bro, the Great Tribulation is described as the worst times of all time since the earth ever begun. This is some tragic brutality, bruh. This ain't no regular suffering. This is brutality, bruh. People think like, oh, the tribulation is just suffering. No, it ain't just no regular suffering. This is the sun scorching you, bruh. This is the rivers turning to blood. This is the swords. This is the locust, bro. But this is not no game, bruh. This is wrath. This is judgment. This is God's wrath. This is God's punishment, bro. This is God's punishment, God's wrath. What is you talking about, bruh? This ain't no regular level suffering. This is wrath. This is God's wrath. This is God's anger and wrath and judgment. This is not no game, bruh. What is you talking about, man? The rapture happens before the tribulation. 100% confirmed, bruh. You know what I'm saying? But look, though. Yeah, man, I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to say, man. Like, some people think that, you know, like, followers of God is supposed to stay here and go through the Great Tribulation. No, bruh. No. Followers of God is not supposed to stay here and go through the Great Tribulation. Because the Great Tribulation, it has God's judgment in it. The Great Tribulation has these judgments of the book of Revelation. Do you understand what that means, bruh? The judgments of the book of Revelation. Listen to how that sounds, bruh. Listen to how that sounds. If you were a real follower of God, why would you go through the judgments of the book of Revelation? That sounds biblical as hell, bruh. That sounds like God's wrath. What is you saying, bruh? But hey, bruh, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to say right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Peace.